Former President Barack Obama is continuing to have a more visible presence in politics, speaking against the Trump administration and promoting his former Vice President, Joe Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee in November's presidential election. This week he is speaking against the racism that has been seen in the past week after the death of George Floyd at the knee of a then-Minneapolis police officer. He's encouraging mayors to step it up, review the police use of force policies in their town, and help eliminate systemic racism. On Wednesday, Obama spoke at a virtual town hall on police reform that was hosted by the nonprofit My Brother's Keeper Alliance. He discussed the epic changes and events that have taken place since the killing and noted that the multiple protests in cities across the country could represent an incredible opportunity for people to be awakened to difficulties encountered because of systemic racism. "This is a moment, and we've had moments like this before where people are paying attention," said Obama. "The fact that people are paying attention is an opportunity to educate and mobilize." Other former presidents have been speaking out as well, specifically against Donald Trump's response to the protests that have sprung from Floyd's death. Former President George W. Bush issued a statement on Tuesday regarding Floyd's death and the efforts to silence protesters. Former President Jimmy Carter issued a statement the following day that scolded, "We need a government as good as its people, and we are better than this." The day Obama appeared at the town hall, Biden released an ad that was created from a speech he gave on Tuesday in Philadelphia. The ad criticized Trump's handling of the protests and racial tensions. In his speech, Biden called for police reforms, including the creation of a federal standard for use of force. This stands in contrast to the stance Trump has taken, encouraging police to use aggression to end the protests. In Obama's stepped-up role, he delivered a commencement address and criticized Trump's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Privately, in a phone call with those who served in his administration, Obama went after Trump in a more critical fashion. The conversation was leaked very quickly. In Wednesday's town hall, Obama said he was encouraged by the activism of young Americans, noting that historically they have led movements for labor, civil rights, and environmental reform. "It makes me feel as if this country's going to get better," he commented. He also noted that he has seen signs of social progress in the differences between the civil rights protests of the 1960s and those that he has seen in the last week. "They are more racially diverse now than 50 years ago. The protests of the past week show a far more representative cross-section of America out on the streets peacefully protesting and who felt moved to do something," Obama told the town hall audience. "That didn't exist back in the 1960s, that kind of broad coalition." He feels the protests are an important part of reaching the point of police reform, despite the resistance of authorities. "If you don't have the political pressure to do it, they will resist," he said. Obama also asked mayors across the country to commit to reviewing their police force's use of force policies because of what happened to Floyd. Additionally, he asked for an end to chokeholds, explaining, "That's not what we do. You don't need that to effectively restrain someone." These were both desires Biden brought into his campaign that he announced in a speech this week. After Obama's request, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who is on Biden's list of possible running mates, tweeted that she was accepting the former president's challenge and that she would establish a commission to examine police force policies and recommend changes.